But you're 19 years old, making a name for yourself with Yngwie Malmsteen, and I got a little show and tell today. I have...
Oh, amazing.
My 1985 Rising Force tour shirt from the Sunken Garden Theater in San Antonio.
That is amazing.
Yeah, I obviously can't wear it anymore.
You got a little schmutz on the shirt there too. I don't know. I don't even want to say what it looks like.
Now we know what he's using it for. Since he can't wear it, he's got it close by at all times.
Let's just say it's in the bathroom and he uses it to wipe the toothpaste off his face. That's a little safer.
Perfect.
This is what I get for bringing my show and tell to the show. There you go.
There you go.
Actually, it hangs on a spot on the wall over here, and I can't wear it, but I refuse to throw it away because it was such a great memory. So tell us, how did you, at age 19, meet Yngwie Malmsteen, who at the time was a kid himself? Let's remember. How did you guys meet, and how did you get that gig, and how did that all get started?
Well, since it was your first mistake by saying that you guys sometimes can go 3 hours with your podcast here, because I'll try to give you the abridged version, but okay. there really isn't one. I have to. The details are actually the fun part about this story. It started. I was in a cover band in Colorado, and I moved out there to hang out with my buddy. After high school, my band Canaan I was in broke up, and he said, "Hey, come out and visit me out here." We went to school together. He moved back to Colorado. He said, "It's a great cover band out here. I need a singer, and you'd be great for it." And I go, "Yeah, you know what? I'll go. I have nothing going on right now. I'm already hitting my midlife crisis at the age of 18. I think I wasn't even 18 yet. I think I was still 17. Wow. So I moved to Colorado to be with him, live with him, and not to be with him, and to start into this band. And it was great in the beginning. We were doing tons of gigs. We were booked everywhere, doing everything from Scorpions to Kiss to Dio, Maiden, Van Halen. It was a lot of fun. And then the gigs started drying up. And so I thought, you know what? I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm wasting my time with doing cover songs. I should go back home to LA. And just before I was heading back home, I remember being at another buddy's house. We were just watching MTV and just hanging out, drinking pop and eating potato chips. The guys went upstairs, used the bathroom, whatever. I stayed in the basement in front of the TV. And I remember on MTV, Mark Goodman coming on and said, on the MTV News, Yngwie Malmsteen, Swedish guitar player, has left the band Alcatraz, and he's looking for a new singer, and it could be you. I remember that finger pointing right in the camera. And I'm the only one in the room going, whoa, because I loved Yngwie. I loved that Alcatraz album. I even liked his band I loved his work on the Steeler album. Yeah. So I used to introduce Yngwie's playing to everybody, just say, you got to hear this guy. This is like a demon with fingers, it's unbelievable. And
I love that description.
So to hear that he was out of the band looking for a singer, it's like, oh man, that's going to be so cool. Whoever gets that gig. My buddies came back. I told them what I just witnessed on MTV. I even kind of, in the back of my head, I kind of memorized the address of where to send your stuff to. My buddies like all over me, dude, you got to send your tape. You got to send your demo. They love my band Canaan, the one that broken up just after high school. And they loved the demo. And they said, you got to send that demo to them. You got to send it. Like, dude, I'm so broke right now. I can't even afford the $1.33 it's going to cost to send this to LA. You know the drill. We're young, starving musicians, and that was our motivation.
And children. We're children.
So anyways, exactly. Yeah. Grown children.
Yeah.
So my buddy basically said, dude, we're going down to the post office tomorrow. I'm going to loan you the money. We're going to send your demo. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. We even took a couple Polaroids because I didn't have any promos. I didn't know anything about this world of promotion and, getting band photos and all that stuff. It was still so new to me. I was just out of high school. And so we sent a couple Polaroids and my cassette. And I didn't remember the exact zip code. I remember the address was something like 6000 West Sunset Boulevard, Hollywood, California. But we literally went to the post office and looking at a big directory with that address. Oh shit, is this east or is this west? Doesn't matter. I'm just going to choose one. And luckily the cassette sent and it was received. Now, a week and a half later, I believe, I was back at my mom's and moved back in the home. And I got a call. I just got a call one morning from Yngwie's secretary or Yngwie's manager. I don't remember which one, saying they got my tape and Yngwie would love to meet me. Thank God I was back in LA at the time.
Yeah.
this is where it gets fun. So I went down to they said, come down to the studio this weekend. He's finishing up the solo album. He's working on his album. And so I went down there, walk into the room. I thought it was going to be a greeting, like, hello, nice to meet you. It was none of that. It was Yngwie just sat behind the console with his guitar. Engineers said, hey, give us a few minutes. We're going to finish this solo, and then Yngwie will get right to you. So I just sat back, and I'm just going, man, if anything I get out of this, I'm going to meet Yngwie Malmsteen, and I'm witnessing him playing a solo on his new album. This is pretty badass. So about 20 minutes later, they finish. Yngwie takes me over to one of the isolation booths. And guitars as far as it looked like Guitar Center puked in that room, because there's just so he picks up an acoustic guitar and he just starts playing, just like noodling around. He goes, okay, so what do we do here? And he starts playing. And then he's playing, okay, this is a verse. I guess this is where you sing, come up with something. He says, he starts playing me the chords. So I'm like on the fly, just coming up with ideas what to sing over that. And then I got a pen and paper and I started writing down some mock lyrics just to have something to sing. And he goes, I have something for the chorus. I will never die because I will fly. And I wrote that down. I sang it a couple times with him for like 15 minutes. He goes, man, yeah, this sounds good. Okay, let's go track it. I didn't realize it was something he'd already recorded that's going to be for that album. So they put the tape up. I'm like this and like just shaking profusely in the vocal booth, and I could see them behind the glass. It was like just out of the scene Rockstar, the movie. I'm standing behind the glass, and I could see the manager, the engineers, and Yngwie, and they play me the songs. Like, man, this sounds great. This is badass. They get my mic level. I got my mock lyrics, my mock melodies, and I just start doing it. Just one take, high notes, and all that shit. So I did the whole thing. The song ends, and I see the managers jumping up and down like a gorilla. I was like, dude, what's going on here? And Yngwie's just sitting there cool as a cucumber, as you would expect. And he says, okay, yeah, come on in. Bottom line is, he said, it sounds really good. Listen, I need to finish this. Maybe you should come by the house. I've got a home recording studio. I've got some demos maybe we can work on and chisel out. And that was my life for the next 3 weeks. Every day I went to Yngwie's house. We worked on I'll See the Light Tonight, Caught in the Middle, Disciples of Hell. We worked I'm a Viking, all that stuff we did right there in his home. We were demoing those songs. And 3 weeks, I'm like, man, he's not letting up at all. He's not showing any enthusiasm, he's not even telling me if they're looking at other people. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if I have this gig. And then finally, it was the night before he was supposed to go in and do the vocals for those 2 songs on the first album. He said that I remember the band they were talking in Swedish and everything. And that was the night I was officially inducted as a singer. And they were blowing me off for almost an hour. I'm like, God, I feel so left out. So finally, Yngwie comes over, he goes, look, you're the singer in the band now. And tomorrow I'm going into the studio to sing the vocals, but the guys convinced me that you should be singing on there because you're the singer. So take these 2 songs home tonight, learn them, meet you at the studio tomorrow at 11 o'clock in the morning. If you sound good on it, we use your voice. If it's not going to work, I'll sing them, and then we worry about the next album. Wow. And I was like, done. I took those 2 songs. I stayed up all night listening and learning. I went in the studio the next morning, and we did As Above, So Below as the first one, and then Now Your Ships Are Burned as the second one, and there's the history of how it all began.
And may I just jump in and go, you fucking killed it.
Yeah. Dude, thank you for that. And it's funny. It's funny now because I listen to myself, and of course this is normal for us. Yeah, I'm sure, Jason, you probably listen like to old Watchtower stuff and go, God, that's how I sounded. And you almost wonder, where were the vocal police at the time to tell me, no, don't do that. Don't sing like that. Not you necessarily, but me, because I listen to it now and it sounds humorous to me. It sounds almost comedic, because that was one of my biggest struggles when I joined Yngwie, is I didn't feel I had an identity. I didn't feel I had an identifiable voice yet. You know, you hear Freddie Mercury, you hear one note, you know it's Freddie. You hear Steve Perry, one note, you know it's Freddie. So all the way down the line, so many singers like this, they have their stamp. But then there are some, it's like, is that Brian Johnson or is that Tom Kiefer? You know, you start thinking it could be other people when it's not them. Right. And that's what I didn't want in this business. So to try and mold, to try to find some kind of identity with my own voice, I thought, this is Yngwie, this is metal. Let me see if I can combine Dio and Dickinson into one voice. And I was basically emulating those two singers. They were my two favorite metal singers at the time. And I thought, if I emulate them in my head, I sound just like them. But obviously I listen back now, I'm like, oh God, why did I sing like that? Because I wish I had sung those songs the way I sing now. I think it would have had more, it certainly would have had more identity, but it is what it is.